Can you make a ton of noise for Wes Hazard?
Thank you. Thank you. So I have Crohn's disease, which is an intestinal disorder. It's chronic, and I've been diagnosed since I was 15. I have a very bad case. Since I was 15, I've been in the hospital on 4 more occasions for more than a week, and I've actually had about 36 inches of my small intestine removed over time. And I actually have told in the past this story about one time I was doing stand-up comedy, and I was feeling really awful. I was having a very bad flare-up, and I powered through it, went and had a great set. I did not know at the time that I was internally bleeding, and I ended up passing out in the bathroom at the comedy club twice that evening and ended up in ICU. And it's a sort of, triumphal story like, yeah, I did that, great career move. I'm gonna tell you what happens now after I left that comedy club, because foolishly, I did not go straight to the hospital. I went home, and based on how I was feeling, I could barely walk, I was in a lot of pain, I had started vomiting, and I knew just from past experience that absolutely, without a doubt, I'm going to be admitted to the hospital. That is going to happen. I'm gonna be in the hospital for at least a week. And my thinking was, it's already 11 p.m. Let me go home, sleep in my own bed, I'll pack a bag, in the morning I'll call the hospital, tell them I'm coming in, expect me, and I'll get my mom to come drive me instead of taking a cab or an ambulance, like smooth, casual like, right? So I go to bed and I try to sleep and I just have an awful night, just 4 hours of just ragged, sparse sleeping. I'm puking into a shopping bag next to my bed. It's not going well. I wake up and I'm like, okay, I call the hospital, which is Children's Hospital, even though I was 26 at the time. I told them I'm coming. They're like, all right, come on down. I call my mom, I'm like, hey mom, it's real bad, you gotta come get me. She's like, all right, I'll be right there, don't worry about it. And I don't know at the time that I am internally bleeding. So I'm not taking this as serious as I probably should. I'm like packing a bag with like books and t-shirts. I remember half watching an episode of Mad Men, I'm just puttering around, right? When all of a sudden I get hit with the most forceful need to evacuate my bowels that I've ever had in my entire life, which is a problem because, again, I can barely walk at this point. I gotta make it all the way to the bathroom. So I duck walk through, I'm in the kitchen, I'm supporting myself off the kitchen counters, I make it to the living room, I'm holding myself up with the back of a chair, I'm edging along a wall, finally get in the bathroom, sit on the throne, and I just start releasing just waves of the most foul, viscous, jet black devil shit you can possibly imagine, all right? Just awful. And at first, it was really relieving. I'm like, oh, I actually feel slightly better right now. But very quickly, it deteriorated and it got to the point where oh my God, I'm too weak to even sit here right now. I do not have the strength to continue sitting on this toilet. And this is how I knew it was extremely bad, because I am a stone cold germaphobe. If I accidentally rub my own hand against my own foot, I immediately have to wash my hands with antibacterial, all right? But despite all that, in this moment, I did not care because I leapt off the toilet into the tub and laid down on the shower floor, which is the filthiest surface in the entire apartment, especially if you live with only dudes. All right, so yeah, I'm just I'm in there and I'm lying down and I'm just oh, thank you, sweet, cool shower floor. So peaceful. So slightly wet after my roommate just showered a half hour before. It was just real nice. And the devil waves are still coming. That's still happening, all right? And I'm there for a couple minutes and I start thinking okay, this is so nice. This is such a relief. It's cool. I'm lying down. It's slightly better. Maybe I can just sleep here. I could go to bed. I can just take a nap real quick and I'll be better. And it'll be nice. And it'll be cool. And it'll be nice. And then somewhere, something deep within me was get it together, let's not dying on the goddamn bathroom floor. All right, so yeah, I jumped out of the bathroom and now or never moment because I gotta get out. So I jump out of there, throw on some underwear, crawl out of the bathroom into the living room, jump onto the couch, and I yell, Dave, my roommate. Dave comes out, sees me lying on the couch, he's like, ah! And then he looked into the bathroom and saw that mess and he was like, ah! And it was just and that's when I knew that I was probably gonna live, because I still had my sense of humor. Because when he looked into the bathroom and yelled, I just went, because I'm going to the hospital. He's got to clean that up. That ain't me, all right? So whatever. My mom finally gets there, and at this point, I'm literally dying. Like, my body is shutting down. I'm going into shock. And my mom and Dave, they get one arm each over their shoulders. They're walking me down from the 3rd floor. I cannot walk at this point. And at one point, my head snapped back, and it's just rolling around completely useless. And later on, my mom would tell me, like, I'm an only kid in my entire life, baby. Like, I'd never been more scared when I saw that. So they get me downstairs. They throw me in the back of my mom's Toyota. She drives like a mad woman to Children's Hospital. Like, I started out laying down in the back seat. I ended up in the footwell. I'm just like flopping around, whatever. They get me there, and the nurse, triage nurse in the ER, immediately like, oh, we got to get him upstairs right now. He looks real bad. He's real pale. And that's when I knew I might die, because I'm black. Like, like that, you should not say pale and me in the same sentence, all right? Like, so, real bad, lost a lot of blood. They take me up straight to ICU, and I immediately get like 4 pints of blood. I'm in the hospital for like 9 days. They take out 16 inches of small intestine. And fun fact, if you go to Children's Hospital and you have an event like that when you're 26, they will age you right out at Children's, all right? Like, yeah, you just can't go anymore, all right? Because I got out of surgery, and my roommate was a 2-year-old blonde toddler. And his parents weren't too happy about that at all right? Like, yeah, just came out like this a full-grown black man with a beard. Like, why? All right, so that's weird. But I got out of that bathtub when I needed to, and I'm here to tell the tale, so thank you very much. Thank you.